All right, back at it with my original 20, 30-year-old, 20 or 30 years ago, I guess, Central America game. I remember getting it. I remember the store I got it from was my hobby store. It was a ways away from my house. More in, I think, what is that called? Around that area. Not West County, but more in the city. But it's gone now, long gone. It was more of a, I think they did a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that back in the day. And it was a hobby store. It was an early version of a war game store. And I don't know if they had Warhammer stuff in there yet or what, but they did have models in there too. But they had a nice little shelf of war games. That's where I bought most of my early Avalon Hill games. And luckily, I found an opponent for this one via Vassal, but we were playing it simultaneously on Vassal and here. It is the El Salvador Civil War. It is my turn. I paused because my air unit entered the electronic warfare early warning detection of the Salvadorans, and we were waiting to see if they wanted to launch a intercept mission. My opponent has gotten back with me, and they will not. So we'll go on with this air mission when we come back. Alright, so the air mission launched from the old air base here at Leon, Nicaragua. And you can tell here also by the size of some of these airstrips, not all airstrips are created equal. And there's an important aspect of the game too on the type of aircraft you can use. But that looks like a major airport here at Leon, and he is on his way. The unit in question is, there you go. Unit number I want to look for is that one on the bottom right. He's a 30 hex range. Oh, where's my pointer? It's over at the Empire of the Sun table. Oh boy. And to be honest with you, I'd love to play a lot more war games. I think Origins is going on now. Boy, what's that like? To be able to go to a gaming convention, yet to go to one. These games wear me out. I'm playing a Command and Colors tournament, and that is, I don't know if it's not really a brain-racking game, but, all the stuff that happens and the emotions when, well, if you watch any of my links, when you lose like crazy. So we had some stuff going on when I finished that game. I did have a few hours left, but I don't know if I had time to finish, but I was just worn out and dejected, so I just told him I'd play it again. As a matter of fact, that's another video coming up because I have to get that game done this weekend. Ooh, here you go on your airfields. Airstrip, airfields, all that type of stuff here. But anyway, we are continuing. We will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oops. Be right back. Alright, destination being San Salvador. So we will replace this marker here with a modifier in the coming battle. That modifier is a close air support. Oh, it says I'm running low on my battery. What did I do? I did charge the sucker up. Alright, well anyway, that is that area mission. We do have others. Let me go ahead and pause this. My air unit there is in the used box, but we do have another. The only thing is, you can only close air support with one factor from one aircraft. So if he had a +2, let me show you the aircraft here real quick and explain this to you. So if he had a 2 here, I could have got a +2, but only one aircraft can be assigned to close air support. I can't give him a +1 on this aircraft and launch this one for another +1, +2. Game rules don't work that way. As a matter of fact, I might have cheated earlier in the game when I had us a +2 on there. I think I might have launched 2 aircraft and didn't look at the rules close enough. So there you go. I am a cheater. But if that happened, I'm pretty sure that did happen though. So yeah, you got to watch the rules there. Salvador's got one coming to them. That'll be that on that air mission, but we do have others. So let me find out how to take care of those, and we'll be right back with our insurgency attack on San Salvador. The insurgency units are the ones with the white stripe. They have special abilities. even more special abilities if they have that Special Forces insignia there, the 2 arrows, and a parachute. It looks like a seagull or whatever. I guess it's supposed to be a parachute, but there's a better one. The Salvadorans are really a regular army. The 2 units you're seeing right here might be their only insurgency units, whereas you can see in the maroon red communist side, we are all an insurgency army, but the insurgents are trying to, which is me, trying to take San Salvador. We'll see how many column shifts and gyro modifiers we can scrounge up. We'll be back. All right, let me do a quick overview here before we continue. I got to change oil in the car, cut a back lawn, and do some more good old summertime activities. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, gaming time is at a minimum. You kind of gotta get it in while you get it in. So I had enough time to. Oh well, luckily, yesterday wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was a nice Friday. I cannot complain. I only did 8 hours on a Friday. It's like a day off for me. But yeah, we came home, put some food in my pie hole, took a shower, and went to bed. Oh, I played a little bit of Empire of the Sun last night, but I was groggy. If you see that video, you can tell. But anyway, here you go. Going for this hex. Now, the key thing in this victory games is it's just maybe a Mark Herman design too. I don't know. I think he might have had a little bit to do with it. But combined arms, and they give you a lot of options on that. Is in engineering units, artillery units, all these Cobra gunships, Hueys. This is a utility UH Huey, no attack capability. But in San Salvador, he does have a battalion, I think, or a company of Cobra gunships. I'm answering back with my Hind D gunships, and I do have a paratrop coming in with my special forces. Unfortunately for the Salvadoran player, my insurgency units who are looking to attack is Santa Ana. He built that up really good. You can see he's got a bunch of units in there, a bunch of units on his flanks protecting him. So one thing about these insurgency units, they can scoot real quick. So we just moved our attack on over here and took advantage of a lighter defended San Salvador. So got a chance to take that hex. That would be a big morale loss for my opponent. And as I was saying, I already get 3 or 4 victory points a turn holding on to any Salvadoran city. So the burden's definitely on the Salvadoran player. Hat off to him if he does capitulate before the 17th turn. If I get too many victory points and it gets out of control, we'll see what's up. But looking good for the insurgency units. San Salvadoran Civil War. We're back. All right, back here at the Central America table, and our Civil War El Salvador. And here is what is going on. It is my turn. My opponent doesn't wish to intercept. I guess he's saving his area units for his offensives. But as it goes now, you can see in the actual San Salvador hex, we have 3 communist units. One of those is an attack helicopter battalion or company. One is a battalion of special forces / paratroopers in San Salvador. Now there's certain type of rules. Number 1, the paratroopers cannot conduct a paradrop in San Salvador, but they can conduct what's called a helicopter assault. So that's what we did. You can conduct a helicopter assault in a city, but you can't conduct a paradrop, which makes sense. Being what it is parachuting into a city. I guess that would be definitely risky, getting hung up in wires on skyscrapers, everything. But a helicopter assault, they can bring you in and drop you on the ground with their helicopter units. That is it. Now let's look up. The way I want to do this attack is I want the paratrooper special forces unit that's in the hex to attack the units in the hex. This unit here will add its 1 factor. He'll add his 1 factor, and we'll have to do soak-offs here. However, in this game here, Central America by Victory Games, one of the rules is if you don't have more than 2 defense factors, or I think it's 2 defense factors and a hex, you don't project a zone of control. I'm going to look that up, make sure that's right, but I'm pretty sure this unit and this unit here, and even this unit here, well, he's got another unit underneath him. There has to be at least 2 defense factors and a hex to project a zone of control, so that'll come into effect with the battle. We will get down with the column shifts, the gyro modifiers, the zones of control and everything here with this assault, communist insurgency assault on San Salvador. We'll be right back. All right, this is something I was kind of looking for. In the ensuing ground combat, parachute units in a hex with enemy ground units must attack these units, period. Unlike the restrictions on other ground combat, unlike the restrictions on other ground units, the parachute units attack only the units in a jointly occupied hex, not enemy units in adjacent hexes. There you go. So my parachute unit will only attack that unit there. These other units, I do want to add their attack values, and they will. But they will also have to split it with these soak-off attacks. So there you go. That helps out my attack big time. We'll be back. Another thing here, and that star was not written by me lately. That was put in there by me 20 or 30 years ago. Since then, I've watched old Gilbert Collins, and we treat our games a little bit better, than that, but back in the day. But anyway, here's a note. That's a good note. A pair drop that occurs in an enemy-occupied hex has a +2 die roll modifier applied. Key: enemy units adjacent to the drop hex are not taken into account when determining the defense value of the applied to the die roll on a paradrop helicopter assault table. So these units here, I forgot to mention it, don't get into that hex automatically. They have to roll on the paradrop helicopter assault table. We'll be doing that first. That'll be our first move right now. Hold on a second. Alright, so it says enemy units adjacent to the drop hex are not taken into account when determining the defense value. So the defense value of the hex. Let me show you the Taylor tape and who is involved in the battle hex. We'll be right back. Alright, so here is the combatants in San Salvador. My opponent has a Salvadoran Brigade, Infantry Brigade, the 1st. It has a 2 attack value, 2 defense value. He also has a company, I guess, of Cobra gunships. Now his defense value in the city is doubled, so it'll be a 4. But the defense value of helicopters performing ground combat support missions are never doubled. So for the value of my paradrop and helicopter assault table, we will get 4 in the defense factors because he's doubled in the city, and a 1 for his ground combat support mission with his Cobras. So we'll be rolling underneath the 5 table. There you go. With a +2 die roll modifier because there's units in there firing at us and everything, so that's not the good. Oh, let me see here. The unit is placed in a hex with no damage. So in other words, if I get a 6 or more, the unit's eliminated. Let me I'll punch all this on Vassal, make notes to my opponents, and we'll be right back. Alright, so like I said, rolling on a paradrop assault table, defense value of the unit in the hex, and it says it's only in the city hex only, not the units that are adjacent. That is on page 33, the 3rd note on paradrops. Helicopters performing a ground combat support mission, defense values are never doubled. So defense value of the hex is 5, rolling with a +2 die roll modifier. Under the 5-6 column, a roll of 6 or more destroys the unit. So I'm looking for a low roll. And here we go. Low roll, low roll, low roll. Oh, yes. +2 is a 4. So that will be... Oh, he makes it. Oh, makes it with no problem. Ah, that is great. Oh, that is great. Makes it no problem. All right, well, that is killer. We'll go on from there. We'll be right back. My bad. I looked underneath the wrong. He was a 5 in there, so yeah, he makes it, but he gets a step loss, so that hurts. Yeah, I knew that was maybe too good to be true. I'd look at that again. So there you go. He takes a step loss. Oh, we'll be back. All right, now for the combat die rolls. We'll add this up together. We have the attack factors will be 1 plus 2 for my close air support helicopter. So that'll be 3 factors here. Oh, we go ahead and add. Well, we'll do it this way. 1 for here and 1 for here. So that'll be 5 factors total. So my attack factors are 5 for the attacker. We do this on Vessel. I'll be right back. All right, then getting on with it. 1 attack factor, 2 for this unit here will be 3. Now on these units here, I want my units with the 2 defense factor to go with the attack in San Salvador. I don't want to lose those units because of their 2 defense factors, so the weaker units with the 1 attack factor will be used for the soak-off attacks, because they're probably going to get eliminated, or there's a good chance they will be, and I don't want to lose a unit that is stronger on defense. So it'll be the unit underneath these units here, and I think he's got a insurgency reserve marker on him that'll be used for the soak-off. So again, this unit here, so it'll be 1 of attack factor, 2 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2 doubled in the city, 3, 4, and he'll get 1 defense factor for his Cobra gunships, 5. So the initial combat ratio in the rough will be under the 1-to-1 column. Alright, now for column shifts. We will be right back. Alright, we're ready for some column shifts, part of the combat procedure. Artillery none, engineers none. Special forces, whoops, sorry about that. Yes, so I will get a column shift for special forces, making it a 2-to-1. Let me write that down, and we'll be right back. I have to enter this all into my Vassal log while we do this. Be right back. Alright then. A tank involved in a battle, no. Attack helo. Now that is a column shift I'll get for my ground combat support mission, but he has a he gets a column shift for his ground combat support, this defensive ground combat. Hold on a second. For his defensive ground combat support mission. So the attack helos will cancel each other out. And last, the CIA ground unit is not within 3 hexes of San Salvador, so he won't get that. So we will stop at the 2-to-1 column shift. So we got a 2-to-1 attack. We go get this all set up. Now we'll be looking for die roll modifiers. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back to it. It is a 2-to-1 attack, and we were going for the die roll modifiers. We were not attacking across a river. I do not believe. Nope. No river going on there. There you go. That's clear. No fort entrenchment. City, town, or ports. We got a -1 there. An insurgency unit is included in the defense. No. There's no insurgency unit. For each bombardment point delivered, max +3. Oh, that's for close combat support, so that'll be a +1, so that'll negate his city, town, or port, so there's no modifiers now. An insurgency unit is included in the attack, and that is on my side. So it comes down to a 1-to-1 attack with a +1 die roll modifier when the smoke is all cleared. We'll be back. Let me make sure my number's right. We'll be right back. Alright then, battle for San Salvador. Got insurgency special forces paradrop unit that we helicoptered in there for a helo assault. We have what was that called? We have some close air support by some air units, or just one air unit. one jet went on in there, or company of jets. I'm not sure how many it is. I'm pretty sure maybe it's just one. But going in there, and we have some insurgency units. When it comes down to it, it is a 2-to-1 attack in rough terrain with a +1 die roll modifier. We're looking for a high die roll. This is key to this little scenario in this game. We'll see what's going on. Look for a high die roll. Here we go. 5, 6. That is killer. Oh, I'm having a great time. All right, let's see down here. With a 6. Oh, I don't think it does it. It don't do it. He only suffers a 1-step loss. So he does not get destroyed. Let me make sure it's right. Yep. Let me see here. Defender, 1-step loss. And I think he's got a retreat. So he can ignore the retreat, though. So I don't think that does it. I think that just gives him a step loss. He stays there. This unit here must retreat. So let me see if I got this all right, and we'll be right back. Yep. That's it. You can see right next to me, though. If I would have got one more on the die roll, if I would have got a 6, well, I guess I needed a 6 because I got a 5. Yeah, so I couldn't have done no better. The only way to have eliminated them and taken San Salvador is if I would have had a 6. At least I had a 1 out of 6 chance, and I almost did it. All right, well, he will hang on to that city. He can ignore the retreat result. So I will have to bail with my unit and retreat. Let me see what the procedure is on that, and we'll be right back. But, oh, the attack on San Salvador did not materialize. They were repulsed. Oof, that was a tough attack. I didn't know if I had enough attack factors with me with all the column shifts and everything. I was hoping for a little bit more, but that wasn't bad. Now, there's one thing I could have did that I didn't know about, is I could have created during my supply phase a supply depot. This unit here has a 2 capacity, so I could have carried my unit and a supply depot. And instead of this unit taking the hit when it did during the helicopter assault, I could have expanded or used that supply depot to take the hit. So if I would have did this a little bit better, I would have created me a supply depot. He's got a capacity of 2. I could have carried that supply depot with me, and he would have not taken that hit. So we'll see what's up. We will have to retreat from San Salvador. The attack was repulsed. We'll be back. All right, I'll be real quick on this because the house is going to get full here real quick. The transportation unit that transported him also takes a hit. I forgot to apply that, so he will be reduced also. That was during the paradrop assault table to initially find out if the paradrop succeeded. All right, well, he had to take a hit from the combat, but also, all right, he took a hit from the assault when he initially was helicopter assaulted into the hex. But since we didn't eliminate this unit, he was only reduced. He has to take a mandatory hit and retreat. Well, that mandatory hit will eliminate my special forces unit. So we'll put him back on the insurgency placement table. He can be rebuilt next turn. But, oh, that definitely hurts. Now we will have to do the soak-off attacks with these 2 units that are underneath these units you can't see. They're underneath here. We'll be using them. Hold on a second. Okay, then. These 2 units will be attacking. This unit here will have to attack here. This unit here will have to attack here. We got to attack everybody that's adjacent to us. So we got 2 more little battles coming up. And then we have an attack over here. We will call this a video, but stay tuned for the results, rest of the results of the San Salvador attack. There you go. The El Salvador 1st Infantry Brigade held on and saved the day. We're back.